Well, I want to welcome everyone today to our webinar series, What is the guideWELD Live Real Welding Guidance System? And so we're going to talk today about the product of guideWELD Live. So just to get a little introduction to ourselves here, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to learn about this welding product. And so just to give you a little understanding of who we are as a company, Reality Works is a company that works within the family and consumer science, health sciences, agriculture, and then welding and trade skills worlds or pathways within career and technical education. As a company, we are a education company in about 62% of school districts in the United States, over 90 countries worldwide, and we have touched about 6,000 different 6 million different students using our products and using them within the career and technical education world. So as a partner, we are a partner with the Association for Career and Technical Education. We are also involved heavily with American Welding Society. And we go to about 100 plus different trade shows and on-site trainings and different activities a year. I'm really trying to tie in and understand what the needs are within the welding community. I want to get started with just a little welding know-how as we get into our product here of the guideWELD Live system here. I want to talk a little bit about welding know-how. And so really what I'm trying to do is to bring you to the understanding and really look at this idea of welding careers, that there is a need out there. There's bigger and bigger need every year, it seems like, for welders. And they are good paying jobs. They are jobs with benefits, and it really gives a good career path for students looking into the world of welding. So how can we help students get to and be part of this world? What can we do to get them interested, get them excited, and then also give them the training that they need? Well, there's some challenges out there. For the instructor themselves, there's this need to create individualized learning, to manage the class and the students effectively, keep safety a priority, and then also have standards and best practices all working together. And so what we have done and what we try to do as a company is to bring different activities and different products into the education space that will help with training, help with getting your students to understand and learn these things. So want to start with just what would your ideal welding program look like? And this is coming from a methodology that we've created within welding called the 21st Century Welding Classroom. But really, where does it start from? It comes from today's welding labs. On average, there's about 8 different welding booths in each high school. There's about 22 students in those classes as well. On average, it fluctuates anywhere from 15 students all the way up to 25 to 30 students, depending on where you're at. But on average, about 22 students. So for every one booth, there's not really enough room for every welding student who is in that class. So you have to share, you have to rotate. There's a lot of things that you have to do within that world. And there's also the world where about 33% of students have some sort of cognitive disability. And so there's something there that the hands-on learning really works well for them. And it's one of those things that they have to also, use the time that they have, be able to learn by using that hands-on understanding. So what we have is what we call the 21st Century Welding Classroom. This is really looking at things where we as a company, this methodology comes from starting in the classroom, using guideWELD VR, the welding simulation and simulators to really hone your skills in the virtual world. Then move into the live welding booths and do live welding with our guideWELD Live system, which we're going to be talking about today. And then we also have things like visual inspection and destructive testing, working with your students on understanding not only, okay, can I weld, but how well am I welding? Am I qualifying my welds? Are they quality welds? What do I need to do to be able to certify my welds? So this methodology really starts with guideWELD VR, the virtual reality world, and it moves into what we call guided reality in guideWELD Live. So one of the things that we really look here for is how can we help get students into the shop into welding and do it in a manner that helps them through their training and their ability. So what we're really going to focus on today is this 21st century classroom in the shop using guideWELD Live. So really, what can we do once we get in there, once we're doing live welding, and how it can help. So want to introduce guideWELD Live, our product here today, to you. To start out with, guideWELD Live is not a simulator. It is an actual welding helmet. It is a auto darkening helmet that we have here. Inside of the helmet, it actually has the ability to, auto darkening helmet. It has all the safety precautions you need, but it also has 4 different screens in the helmet. And we're going to talk about those screens and what they do, because inside the helmet, the screens actually are your training world, where it is going to tell you and give you feedback on if you are welding in the correct position or not. So one of the things that I want to kind of walk through here is, within this world, we have the guideWELD system. And really, this is what it is right here. It starts with a helmet here, like I just said. It has an attachment, and this attachment is the cord that is a sensor cord. It goes and it hooks on, this sensor cord hooks on right to your welding gun. So if you have a MIG gun, this is just my demo gun, it hooks right onto your welder. And so you just have to put this there and in place. Or, and I have my other demo is a stick gun. So it works with stick and with MIG. And with this, you have then our speed sensor. Our speed sensor guide is an actual speed sensor that will, once you strike an arc and you put your weld down, it actually will follow that arc and give you what the speed is. So it's a very compact unit here that will fit right into your welding booth and allows you to show and work right in your welding booth alone. And so all the focus here with this product is getting it into your booth, allowing students to get hands-on welding opportunity, but inside the helmet, it improves your technique. We hear this a lot from our customers, and what they say is it's kind of like having an instructor in every helmet. This picture is a great example of showing how welding instructors will look over the shoulder of a student, looking to see, okay, are they welding correctly? Are they doing what they should be doing? Well, in this case, it allows you to be able to look right into the helmet and have the student be able to see what they are doing, and shows how they are actually welding in that case. So this allows students to be able to see inside, and here's a good picture, inside of the helmet, where they have their speed, their work angle, and their travel angle, all available for you, for a student, to be able to inside see what is going on while they do actual welds. So have a little video here to be able to show, as the students are actually doing the weld, inside the helmet, these little icons, and you can see the plus sign there and the equal sign, are showing up. Each one of these icons is giving an understanding to the students of if they're doing welding correctly. If they're doing welding correctly, they get that equal sign that you can see inside the helmet. If they're doing it incorrectly, they start to see another icon. In this case, we have work angle and travel angle, and it will start showing how they need to position their hands. For work angle, it's an up and down arrow. For travel angle, it's a side to side angle, or arrow. And so it shows what they should be doing when they're actually doing the weld. And then there is a plus or minus sign for your speed. So we have arrows for work angle and travel angle. We have a plus or minus side for speed, allowing students to be able to then improve their welds. And you can see here, we have 2 different welds, one before, the top one is before, the one after, by just using guideWELD Live. In doing that, it allows students to be able to slow down in their speed, being able to correct things. Now, this is a quick sample of a very first beginner welder, but it shows just by having some of that guidance, it teaches them and helps them along the way. So one of the things that I want to share with you today is really talking about how it helps create better welders. And what we have is we have an actual testimonial from Marina High School out of Marina, Arizona, and it goes through how they are using guideWELD Live. They also have guideWELD VR and our Weld Defects Kit, but it tells about how they use this world. And so want to show this video for you of what they are doing.
I mean, welding just in general is, really important. I mean, almost everything you use in a daily basis has been welded or, ties into welding. And, just having that skill, you're very versatile. I mean, there's so many different welding careers and outlets. I mean, it's not just in one particular area. So to show the kids that, like, hey, these are all of the different types of careers that are welding related, whether it's sales or in a shipyard or in a fabrication shop or in a construction site, so it's just very versatile and there's a lot of opportunities.
I was terrified to actually try it, but my friend convinced me, hey, go do it. So I tried it and I instantly fell in love.
That's what I want to do out of high school.
One of the things that I really enjoy about welding is the fact that I can manipulate metal into the way that I want it to. I can construct things the way I would like, and it's just really fun to get into. It has a lot of assets to it, so if I wanted to go into something different, I can always have that on my resume as like a certain skill that I can get used to.
It's like the final product is like what I like. It's like you're satisfied with what you've made. I was hoping to do it outside of high school, make it a career. Just work for a big business or something. When you think about the importance of welding and all of the trades, you realize the importance at a very small micro level, so within our community, and then you can take that out to the global marketplace. That the skills that the students learn, both the soft skills, those affective skills as they learn to work together, that they learn to work with their teacher as a supervisor and boss, will carry them forward. And then the particular skills of welding. Welding is one of the most demanded fields in terms of occupational need, and this skill will only take them further in life. We believe here that all kids are career bound. Some will go through college to get there, some will go through trade school and get other licensures, but that the work that's done from the first day in this classroom forward is working towards career for our students.
guideWELD has really helped me, especially just learn the muscle memory.
Something I like about guideWELD is like the golden gun. It shows you the appropriate speed and height and the angle that you use.
The guides help me maintain a steady speed. They help me understand where to place my hands so that way I can turn it a certain way so that way I can get into the groove or joint that I'm working with.
Seeing 100% was definitely a confidence booster. I did better than everyone. It was cool. High confidence booster. Feel proud of yourself.
When I've used the guideWELD system, it's really helped me with my travel angle and my speed.
Having them with that extra guide and assistance inside the hood as they're physically welding is always a win-win.
Which is why I like this more, because it's real. You get adjusted to actually what's going on with the sparks.
Learning how a WPS works. Purpose of the WPS is having another tool that they can use to get that same information is, definitely a win.
Yeah, how much would help by just having the angles correct, the speed correct.
The machine really helped me pick up my own travel angle, the travel speed, anything that really technical that you really need to be hitting for a good weld. It can be slightly variance, and this machine really helps you pick up on that and fine-tune your welding experience.
Definitely, I had really good feedback from kids about saying, hey, that really helped me out. Having that self-assessment tool is always good. Having them a tool that they can assess themselves or even assess each other as peers, and almost make it a competition in a way, or just being helpful to each other and all of that. My ultimate goal is to, get those kids a successful career, and they're not just walking away with just a diploma. They're also leaving with a skill that they can use.
So this really helps to give a little bit of more of an understanding of this 21st century welding education. Really trying to get your students to get into the welding booth, be able to actually see what's going on, being able to get that actual visual help is really what we're going for here. Now, one of the things that I want to kind of take a moment just to talk about is with the guideWELD Live product here, it is something that can be moved from place to place. So you can put it out on your shop floor. You can put it in your classroom. Into your classroom booth here, your welding booth. And so with it, it comes with this helmet, allowing students to be able to see what they're doing. But one of the great features inside the helmet here is that it allows you to pick the WPS that you're working with. So it could be a MIG or a stick. It could be that you are focusing on a T-joint or a lap joint or a V-groove. It could be that you want different types of metal thicknesses. All those are programmed inside of the helmet here, allowing you to pick different things like I said, your MIG or your stick, your joint type, allowing you to have different types of material from mild steel to aluminum, your thicknesses of your metal. And then also you can turn on one indicator and have students go along. And what we will usually recommend is that your students will go on with just a work angle or with just a travel angle, getting them to hone that skill and knowing how to actually properly weld with that technique. But at the same time, one of the biggest issues that students have, especially when they're starting out welding, is with their speed. And so what we have is we have both an arc on and an arc off mode. As you can see, there's a little light that is actually moving across this, our speed guide here. That's our arc off mode. It allows students to be able to follow that light as they go and to slow down or to speed up their speed based on getting that understanding of what the WPS is asking them. For speed is a huge thing for students to get wrong a lot of times. And so this allows that arc off students to go through without actually doing a weld, but just to hold their welder down in place and be able to be very close to the weld and then go across and get that speed. Usually what we find is that students, as they're doing it, they will actually go and they'll have to slow themselves down or they speed themselves up, usually slowing down than what they usually thought it was going to be. By doing that practice before they do a real weld, it helps them to understand what the weld should be, and it gives them that immediate feedback of how to correct and do a proper weld. Same is true once they actually get into the helmet. Once they strike that arc, that same plus or minus sign gets inside the helmet here, and it allows students to be able to see, ooh, am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? They don't have to wait until after they've done the weld to say, oh, look, I did something wrong here. It teaches them immediately. That helps that student to be able to understand, hey, what am I doing right? And if I'm doing it incorrectly, oh, it tells them get right back into position. That's what the guidance system inside the helmet really does. It allows students to get that immediate feedback right away, showing what their needs are in that sense. So that's really helping bringing that technology with proper welding technique into the 21st century classroom. So again, this opens us up into this 21st century classroom, allowing you to do your classroom work, bringing it out into the welding shop, into the booth, and having your students gain that knowledge. Like we said earlier today, it's like having an instructor inside the helmet as they're welding, telling them, oh, too fast or too slow, oh, work angles off, get yourself into correct position. It allows those things to happen for you as you are working and doing classroom management in other areas. Now, along with this, we also have a welding curriculum that goes along with this. We have 20 to 30 hour curriculum that goes through the welding careers, types of welding, welding defects correction, welding testing, and how to do and read a welding procedure specification, or a WPS. So we bring curriculum, classroom curriculum with PowerPoint slides with work there for you in this area as well. So we bring not only the product, it also has curriculum that comes with it. So ways that our tools can help and this tool can help is it really brings hands-on learning into your classroom, into your welding shop. More students now can have arc time where it's not, oh, I did something wrong and I am learning bad habits, but no, I'm gaining the correct technique that I'm supposed to be doing as I do welding. It also allows you to have more classroom management opportunities. As a teacher with 22 to 24 students in a classroom and only a small amount of welding booths, hey, those students are all going to be looking for that help. This gives them that help while a teacher can work with one-on-one interaction. It adds time and learning opportunities as well. More arc time reduces the classroom management, and then also the ease of use. It is a student-centric learning aid. The students can easily get in here get to the weld they need to do, and then start working in that world as they go through, being able to do one weld after another, different types of joints, different types of metal thicknesses, and learning the proper technique while they're doing it. As they have questions, they can still get that instructor, but it helps them to really focus on and engage them in what they're learning and how to help them correct it. So thank you for your time. We hope that you've gained some knowledge of this. If you have questions, if you want more information, if you want demonstrations in this product, please feel free to contact RealityWorks either by our email or by calling us, and go to our website, realityworks.com, to find out more information on this product. Thank you for your time.